That's my neighbor honking. So it is getting close to springtime and it's chilly in the air, but the sun is shining and I am excited. And I wanted to just show you some of the things that we've been working on because there's just a lot that goes into getting the raised beds ready. I'm sure you guys know that. Please leave us a comment. Tell us what you're growing, what you've been doing. Are you raised bedding it or are you in the ground? We're walking to the back of my house where our garden is. My son was very smart to point out that you guys have no idea where stuff is. So I should do a better job of telling you. So I'm gonna try to do that. So we talked about the cabbages in a previous video. Here's where they've landed. Again, I think it's gonna get too hot. I don't think any of these are gonna head up, but we can see. And then over on that half of the bed, I planted some poppies because Dawn likes poppies. And that window right there is our kitchen window. So we spend a lot of time looking at, the garden from here. These are the roses. We also shared in a video, Dawn transplanted the David Austin roses. So there's one, and there's one on the other side. Our hope is it's gonna climb up this trellis and just be an absolute stunner, both from our kitchen window and also when you're out here in the garden. You may notice we moved the green stalks that have typically been on the front porch to back here. The front porch wasn't level. And it wasn't always getting a lot of sun on the back side. So we're gonna try them out here. We did not buy the spinner thing for our green stalks, and I regret that a little bit. I feel like if I were to buy the green stalks again, I would definitely buy the spinner that goes with them so you can rotate them around. We moved the other one back here. Let me show you this. And we've got a lot of garlic. So we're interested in comparing the garlic this year to the garlic that's being grown in the raised beds. Today I spent a ton of my time really working on this hugelkulture bed. So this front bed in the backyard. So just to get you the lay of the land to my son's point, we have two really long beds back here, and then we've got 4 shorter beds there. We've got onions growing on the perimeter right here. And you may remember from a past video that we planted some mulch that had grass seeds in it. And that's been kind of a nightmare. So I got all of the grass seeds out today for the most part. I think we've taken care of that. And then we went ahead and put these metal structures that quite frankly I think are kind of completely useless when it comes to like tomatoes and peppers. They're just not strong enough. But I did plant some beans at the base, and I thought it might be nice to have some beans and some edamame and some peas come up in the middle of this bed while we're waiting on the onions to bulb up. And then in the middle, I've planted X's of lettuce. So that's butter crunch. I don't know if you can see, I kind of made an X shape with my trowel, and then I planted the seeds there, and I'm curious how that's gonna look. I did it all the way down the bed. So that's the Paris Island. That's a form of romaine. This one is tennis ball. It's a little smaller head lettuce. This is the little gem, which is like smaller romaine. And then this is sort of a sanguine. It's a strawberry colored. And then saisons. It's also like a French heirloom. So I'm kind of excited to see how that looks. We really loved the way our garden looked the first year we got serious about this. Last year, I think we got more serious about just like stable crops, and we were really trying to focus on food that we could store, and we didn't give as much thought to the appearance of the garden while those things were growing, and it really kind of affected both of us last year. We didn't enjoy being out here as much as we have in previous years. So I think for both of us, it's a lesson, and we really want the garden to be functional and beautiful. So I'm kind of excited to see how those lettuces grow in that X shape, because I've either grown them spaced out enough to have them head up, or just kind of thickly sowed them and then like cut and come again crop. So I'm excited about the hugelkulture bed. And let me show you one more. There's a video where we filled this up, and I'll link that in the bottom. But you can see, like, that's a log right there. And so, like, one of the challenges with doing this X in the middle is that some of these spots, look, here's a log right there, still have logs coming out of them, but they're decomposing. But this bed has been by the most productive, the easiest to manage, the cheapest to fill, and has the least need for watering. So moving forward, we're going to fill every bed that we build moving from here on out with the logs in this hugelkultur style. It's been really, really effective, and the bed's been incredibly productive for us. So that's what we've gotten done today. So we had a really bad windstorm, and so Don got a bunch of these limbs pulled down. He's going to chop them off, and then we're going to use them in a raised bed because that hugelkultur bed has been so successful. So, making progress. Hopefully that was a fun little update for you. Can't wait to hear about your garden, what you're working on. We love getting to know you guys. We really appreciate it when you take the time to leave a comment. I know you're busy and you have a lot to do. So, you know, it's just extra special when you take a second to, sorry, I'm spinning you around, trying to get the lighting right. It just means a lot when you take the time to leave us a comment and tell us about yourselves, and I respond to all the comments. So please share, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.